The views and opinions expressed by tonight's guest and topic of discussion do not necessarily represent the official policy or position of Spaced Out Radio, Spaced Out Weekend, Spaced Out Radio Limited, its hosts, syndicated carriers, or anyone associated with this broadcast. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast or podcast without the express written consent of Spaced Out Radio, Spaced Out Weekend, or Spaced Out Radio Limited is strictly prohibited. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott, and I would like to invite you to listen Monday through Friday right here on Spaced Out Radio. 3 hours a night of the top stories with the top guests, ranging topics from UFOs to ETs, ghosts to Sasquatch, and everything in between. We are live every night, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. So come on in and take a listen at spacedoutradio.com. Spaced Out Radio will take you out of this world.
Let's go with 6316, 8.8 for 6,000.
Got 6316, North Gale Approach, so maintain 3,000, I'm 1 for the right.
3,000, let's go 6316.
Redwood 811.
Cosmic Passport, I am your host, Elizabeth Anglin, and it's good to have you along for this trip on this July 9th or 10th if you're on the East Coast. We are coming to you live from Uncle Jimbo's cabin. We think it still exists in one piece and not ash, even though there are fires in BC, and it is a multi-dimensional cabin. We are hoping and praying to the gods of fire and rain that these fires will be controlled soon. And this does not happen every weekend here on spacedoutradio.com. Our cabin does not nearly burn down, and we are glad for that, and we're grateful for that. So, cross your fingers. We're coming to you from the cabin in spirit, though we don't know what's going on with the cabin. Anyway, we want to welcome in everyone listening on WQEE 99 Rock the Key in Noonan, Georgia, at spacedoutradio.com on Spreaker, on the United Public Radio Network, on Renegade Talk Radio, and on the High Plains Talk Radio Network. Thank you all for being here. We also want to thank Ron Bumblefoot Thal of Art of Anarchy, who makes all other wannabe as great as he guitarists kind of blush and humbleness, because he's just that good. He creates the music that makes Spaced Out Radio Weekend rock the official spacedoutradio.com music. We also want to thank people who are coming in from iHeartRadio. Thank you for being here. If you are a Twitter bug, you can find us at Spaced Out Radio. You can give our Facebook page a like at Spaced Out Radio Show. On Facebook, you can follow me at Cosmic Passport with Elizabeth Anglin. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio Show, to hear all of the reruns of our shows. If you're just finding out about us now, there are some good shows in there. You can tune us in on TuneIn, download our shows from iTunes. We're also on RadioGuide.fm, TalkStream Live, and on Stitcher. And, of course, our website is spacedoutradio.com. If you go to patreon.com, we have some cool offers there for you, our listeners, as well. Make sure you check those out. If you want to take part in the show, you'll have to sign into one of our chat rooms on Spreaker through the spacedoutradio.com website, or on the chat room on Facebook at the SOR Space Travelers Club. If you head to our website, spacedoutradio.com, for just $5 a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. And I am bowing to you, saying, please become a Space Traveler. We need all the support we can get. We offer some decent swag for doing so, and it is our opportunity to give back to you. We have a news section called The Encounter that deals with everything paranormal, courtesy of our editors Eric Markham and Everett Thiemer, and you can check out Dave Scott's latest blog there as well. If you've had an experience you can't explain, fill out an SOR Sightlines report. Our researcher Mike Schmidt is ready to help you find out what's going on with your experience and keep it completely confidential. I have an announcement to share with all Spaced Out Radio listeners. This is from Dave Scott. Due to the forest fires blanketing the Caribou region of British Columbia and being on evacuation alert, he has decided to cancel the live shows for Spaced Out Radio this Monday through Friday, and will be playing the best of programs in his absence. He apologizes for this inconvenience, and he wanted to let you know he always wants to do the show live, but right now, this is a very stressful situation. We're quite worried. I've heard that Davis had to evacuate from a 100-mile house and that both roads were dicey on the way in and out. So he needs to concentrate on staying safe, and he will keep us updated through the SOR pages on Facebook and Twitter, and hopefully we'll be able to get some announcements out when the replays come up. So everybody, if you can, take a brief moment, say some prayers, send some angels to Dave Scott and Jolene, or Mrs. SOR, and the children and the animals, and hope that everybody is safe and well. We also have members of the Spaced Out Radio team who are working on the Caribou Paracon in that same area. Please give a prayer to all of our 108-mile house, 100-mile house members, and people who are supporting us in bringing this excellent radio to you every single night here on spacedoutradio.com. With that being said, talking about prayers and healing and protection, tonight I am offering a call-in show, and what I'm going to be offering for the evening is healing, and it's a combination healing. It's something that's developed over time for me, and it's kind of based on a little bit of Reiki Master competition, because our Keith Andrews gets on, and while we love him dearly and we love to get on when he's on and make him laugh, he gets out. He says, well, most Reiki Masters only do this, and I do this. Well, I'm a Reiki Master, and I have been since 1994, but I'm also a medium, and Reiki is really mediumship with healing energy. And so one of the things that's developed over time with me is an intuitive healing that includes Reiki and working with Archangel Michael and Mother Mary. And basically how it works, it's like a combination between Reiki, removal of information in your energy structures, information about the body, information that's spurious, information, pain, emotions. Basically, Mother Mary and Archangel Michael come in. They ask if it's okay if they remove from you what you're struggling with, and they identify it. And if you say yes, it's removed. And that normally I use this with people who are real hard cases. Hard cases are those who have a lot of pain and have been stuck in pain for a long time, or have a life situation where they just, they've seen everybody. They've seen a chiropractor, they've seen a nutritionist, they've seen a regular doctor, and things just don't move. Normally, when we bring in Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, and they look at the situation of what's sticking the energy in your body and in your energy field, and get your permission to have it be removed, because you have free will. Everybody has free will, and you can decide to be sick in this life if you subconsciously are deciding to be sick, or consciously deciding. Most people subconsciously decide to be sick because, and that's not everybody who's sick, but if you are subconsciously, if you're making a decision to be sick, it's usually a subconscious decision. I never want to appear to say, oh, you could just get over it if your mental state were right, because that's not exactly how it works, and that's sort of like shoving a worldview on everybody. But when you're doing energy work with angels and with Mother Mary, because you have free will, they will never do anything that you don't agree to. And the agreement that you make to be healed, or to have something removed, some energy removed from your system, whether it's energy of pain, grief, loss, it could be maladaptive programming from your past, something that you're trying to prove to your parents or a loved one. The way that we work, the way that we handle ourselves in the world gets really strange, because we get these subconscious ideas about, when we get these messages from other people that we misinterpret and we misread, and then we create these energy blocks and programs. So, no matter what it is, Mother Mary and Archangel Michael identify it, and this is part of evidential mediumship, but then remove it. This is also part of prayer healing and mediumship and physical mediumship. When they do that, it opens up the rest of what you've got going on to heal. It opens up your energy so that you can write yourself. As energy healers, we're not really the people who do the healing. You are. We facilitate it with spirit, or we facilitate it with your body, or we facilitate it with energy. But we aren't really the ones who do it. So it's really up to you and your free will. And if along the way, and it can be like unpeeling the layers of an onion. And not to say that the more you heal, the stinkier you get, just the more you heal, the fresher you get, you unpeeled the onion, you're making me cry. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it is, you're unpeeling that to get to the good stuff on the inside. And onion is really the best example we have of those layers coming off. And you're not always ready all the time to remove all the layers at once. Some people will go to a healer and say, well, I felt a little bit better, and that changed, but it didn't heal me completely. Well, sometimes you're not primed, your pump isn't primed, it's just not the right time, or things are not as close to the surface where you can process them and learn something from them. But other times they are. I've had people who have had this type of healing come back within 2 or 3 months, and they were real hard cases. 2, 3, 4, 5 months later, they weren't walking, they couldn't drive themselves. They're walking, they can drive themselves. They're getting on with their lives. And that's what healing is really all about. It's, are you here on earth? Are you having a life experience here on earth that you find is satisfying, is giving you joy? Or are you stuck? And healing is often about just becoming unstuck, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically. And Mother Mary and Archangel Michael help with that. I am not Catholic. I want that to be said first and foremost. I was raised Methodist and Quaker. Now, Quakers in the old school are mediums, but not in the terms of the spiritualist school. And I became an evangelical Christian, but I came from a town that was relatively half Catholic. And I went to my first year of college, a Dominican college. Dominican nuns were teaching there. So I'm familiar with Catholicism, and I find oftentimes that Mother Mary as the Divine Mother is an important concept for everybody, because we often are needing that sort of nurturing and that healing in our lives. So while I'm working with the Archangels and Mother Mary, I'm actually not Catholic. I haven't ever, I've actually gone up and taken communion, even though I'm not Catholic. Those of you who are Catholic can tell me how bad that is later. But I've always had a more egalitarian sense of Jesus than a lot of people. So I figure, Catholic, Mother Mary, who cares? If it works, if they're working for the good of everybody, let's do it. So, you guys, if you want a healing, I've said my spiel. You can ask on chat. I am going to be in the SOR Space Travelers chat room. I apologize that my cat seems to have found another giant millipede, and she is carrying it around in her mouth and meowing right now. So if you hear that meowing, just think giant desert millipede, no big deal, won't crush your house, isn't a centipede, nobody needs to scream, and kitty cat chomping it. And I'm going into the SOR chat room. I'm not supposed to tell you what I'm doing, but you can call in tonight to 575-694-6634, or you can Skype James_Tyson32, and we will go over a quick 5 or 10 minute intuitive healing. Again, it's 575-694-6634, or Skype James_Tyson32. And I will take questions from chat. If you can get in the SOR Space Travelers chat room, that's better for me. Every once in a while, when I'm on Spreaker, it starts playing the show. So I'm not actually in there right now. All All right. For those of you who are disturbed by the update from Dave, yes, it is disturbing. Don't be, though. Yeah, don't be disturbed, though, because he is, Dave has a lot of help. He has a lot of spiritual help. He's got a reason to be in this world doing what he does, and I only feel deeply that Dave is very, very protected in the things that he does. It doesn't mean Dave is always incredibly smart, but he's very, very protected, and because he's doing good work and he's trying to help people out. And that's an important thing if you just want to have regular healing for yourself and others. Those in the world who are giving their time to help others get more protection. And it seems unfair, and then there are people who are just lucky. But a lot of times, if you're doing something to help others, you get more protection. I truly believe that about Dave. So, James, do we have any callers?
We talk.
Okay.
No, not
James.
yet, but I have a list of people who are texting me who want to come on. So that's what I'm doing right now, writing down numbers, about to call people back. And I've got to just determine who wants to get healed and who wants to call in later. Okay.
And we will make that noise. I'm going to let him go do that. We will make that noise. Heal me. Be healed.
And
stand up.
if you call in and if all of a sudden it hangs up, don't panic. Do not call back, because I will be calling you. Just like this person at a 519 area code. And that is the far side of the moon, I believe. Or is that the closer side of the moon? I don't know what a 519 is.
Let's talk to him.
Oh, look they phoned here, and the call dropped, and I'm phoning them back, and now they're not answering. So,
they'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah, James
and
will be back.
You have reached.
Oh,
Craig Miller.
Oh, that would be that person. But
that person
there.
We will keep your name confidential. No, we won't.
No, we won't tell anybody your name is Charlie Sheen. Yeah, it's
the Pope. I'm sorry. You have reached the Vatican. Whoops.
Yes, you have reached the Vatican. Oh, well, look at I'm going to hang up on him again, because you know why? He just phoned back. We're playing tag. What happens is sometimes these calls show up where if I answer it, it puts, there's no D in puts.
You have reached
Elizabeth on hold.
Craig Miller.
And then when I call you back, of course, you don't know that I'm calling you back. So kind of like it when people actually listen to the show, and then they know what I'm doing with the bizarre instructions here. I will check that out again. And if somebody sends me another Facebook thing telling me not to friend some guy because he's a hacker, just think before you press. Hello, Craig. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You didn't hear me cursing, did you?
No. No. Did you hear me cursing on my end?
Oh, good. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to put you on speaker.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully that will
Hello?
work.
There you go.
You're a little faint, but we can kind of hear you talk.
All right. I'm going to move closer. Is that better?
Oh, yeah.
That's better. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. So, Craig, do you want to talk about what you want to work on tonight, or do you want me to just invite Mother Mary and Archangel Michael in to see what they see? It's up to you.
Yes, that's fine with me, the latter choice.
The latter choice.
A whole lot going on with me.
Okay. All right. And what they get sometimes isn't directly, it's underneath what's going on with you. So if you don't recognize it and they ask you if it's okay, my advice is always just say yes, because it may be an underlying thing that you weren't thinking about, but it's actually anchoring what's going on, what you're seeing in the world. All right. So Divine High Self, Divine I Am Presence, Infinite Spirit, Infinite Consciousness, please clear Craig Miller and myself for work tonight. Please clear us to the level of love, level of infinite radiant love, and the most optimum level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please clear all the angels, all the guides, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, all the archangels, all of our spiritual protectors, all the beings of removed from him. Hang on. Okay. Craig, do you smoke?
Hello?
Hello, Craig?
Yes?
Do you smoke?
Yes?
Okay. You've got a lot of tar and stuff. And you've got this energy of smoking that's not doing well by you, and she'd like to remove this energy of smoking. Would you like to stop smoking?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So is it okay with you if Mother Mary helps by removing the energy of smoking and the energy of desire to smoke from your system?
Yes, please.
Okay. Mother Mary, thank you. Craig gives his permission for you to remove 100%, utterly and completely, the energy of smoking and the energy of desire to smoke 100% from his system. Please move it from the manifest to the unmanifest, from particle to wave. He gives his complete and utter permission for you to remove this energy, the energy of smoking and the energy of desiring to smoke, completely and utterly from his system. He allows you to remove it 100%, both the energy of smoking and the desire to smoke from his system. Do you allow her to remove all the damage smoking has done to your body and for your body to heal as well?
Yes.
He also allows you to remove all the damage that has been done to his body from smoking, and he allows you to remove it 100% to allow his body to heal quickly and completely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you for protecting us as we do this work and leaving her a clear path to remove that energy. Thank you for assisting Archangel Michael with the removal of this energy of smoking, of the desire to smoke, and the physical damage done by smoking from Craig's body. Thank you. We thank you so much for your assistance in this matter. Craig, you've got something going on with your stomach. And is it okay if they remove the energy around your solar plexus and your stomach and your midsection? I get stomach, pancreas, just below the solar plexus.
Oh,
is it okay?
my God. Yes.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's uncanny.
Okay, so they would like to remove that energy that's there around your stomach, your solar plexus, your pancreas. Please remove all of that energy that is not for Craig's highest good, allowing his body to heal utterly and completely of anything and everything that is not for his highest good there. Thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you. Thank you so much for healing him and allowing his body to heal and removing that energy of illness from his body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They don't, so what they're saying is you're going to need to drink a lot of water, and they want you to get, if you can find one, there's a way to get alkalized water, like you can get a thing that alkalizes your water in almost like a Brita filter. I've never seen them, but I have a client that has one, and you're going to need a lot more water in the next few days to support the changes, or you may get headaches, or you may get some other distress. When you go, and they also say, since this is just a quick one, normally I would work with people for about 45 minutes, and we would go through everything. They want you to, you can do some of this yourself, just lay down quietly on your bed and ask Mother Mary and Archangel Michael to come. And if you feel anything or anything that needs to be worked on, go ahead and give them permission to remove that energy of illness and distress from you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I love you. Thank you for calling.
Can I ask one more thing? One more thing, please?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
My brother and sister really need a little help. Is there any way they can help them?
We can pray for them, but they can help them, and as long as they are accepting of it, then it will, it will help them. But Is it okay to give me their first names?
My brother Graham Miller is in terminal cancer patient.
Okay. All right.
And my sister Marion is also in treatment for cancer.
Okay. All right. Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, we want to concentrate. And I'm assuming it's okay with Graham to do any sort of healing that will help.
He is beyond healing. I want him to not have the death anxiety he is going through.
Okay. All right. Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, please research and investigate. Is it appropriate? Yes, it's appropriate. Does Graham, and we want to include Graham's higher self, do you agree? Yes. So they're going to go, you have, someone was blonde on the female side. I can't tell if it's a grandmother or mother in spirit. And that person is going to go and be with him for a bit of time, and they're going to support her being with him. And he should begin over the next few days to start to feel differently because of her action. And she's going to be by his side holding his hand in spirit and talking to him. So you should begin to see a change in him, and they're hoping. But they're supporting that energetically for him as well. Okay. Okay. Your sister, Marianne?
Marion. Marion.
Marion, okay. Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, please research and investigate Marion. Well, she's a good fighter.
Oh, she is.
You know, the main thing they're saying about her is she has questions about what, and internally there are questions about what did I do to deserve this? Was I bad? She has a belief in sin and judgment internally. She may not show it. And they want to clear that. They want to clear her idea that this is about judgment or she must have done something bad. Do you think that would be okay with her? To clear the idea of that she's being judged or she's being tried in some way? Okay. Yes. Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, please clear all energy of judgment or the idea of Marion's idea that she's being judged and tried for her sins, that she is suffering from judgment, or that she has somehow done something karmically to deserve where she's at. Please remove all of that energy of accepting this illness as karma, because it's not. Please remove all of that energy utterly and completely from her system, and allow her to love herself utterly and completely so that her body may heal, and that she does not accept any of this illness as a judgment for sin or any sort of wrongdoing or any sort of badness within her beingness. Please allow her to understand that she is 100% loved and accepted and allowed to be exactly as she is as a human being, and allow her body to feel that information and heal quickly and easily. Please remove all considerations of judgment and sin from Marion's person and allow her to feel completely loved and know that she's completely loved and that her body is allowed to heal in that love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Greg. And you know, if I have a call, let me know, or send me an email. Let me know how it's going, and take care of you.
Okay, I will.
Okay. All right. We have
Numerologist.
I believe
Daryl.
Numerologist. Daryl. Hey, Daryl. How you doing? Daryl.
Oh, she's
sorry,
running.
I muted myself. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good, Daryl. Are you calling in about smoking, too?
I am, actually. I was going to just ask if you could do something about me smoking. And I might have tendinitis and fibromyalgia in my neck, shoulders, and back. And a pinched nerve.
All right, we'll put that intention out there, but we'll see what Mother Mary comes up with, because she usually comes up with what she sees as she's most able to do that is underlying, like it's sort of a linchpin.
Okay.
And so it may unlock the others for you to, like remove energy that allows the others to just sort of pop out and go at the same time. So it may sound different, but it'll still be helpful. Okay. Divine High Self, Divine I Am Presence, Infinite Spirit, Infinite Consciousness. Please clear Daryl and myself for work. Please clear us to the level of love, the level of infinite radiant love, and the most optimum level possible. Please clear us in all space-time continuums, every place, everywhere, every time, throughout all infinity. Please clear our guides, our guardian angels, our spiritual protectors, Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, and all the archangels to the same degree. Our committee members, all the beings of goodness and light who love to assist who are here with us tonight, all friends and family in spirit, all animals in spirit, and the rooms that we are in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, Daryl has requested your assistance with smoking, with fibromyalgia. And what was the other thing?
Pinched nerve and tendinitis.
Pinched nerve and tendinitis. She allows you to research and investigate what you think is most important to work on. And let us know. Hang on. She's going to work on the nerve. And what's interesting is I don't know that your pinched nerve is where you'd think it is. I'm getting upper lumbar, lower thoracic.
Some of my neck doesn't hurt as much. I don't know if it's the power.
Yeah, it's like coming up.
Neck feels pretty good right now on the left side, but now the right side hurts.
Yeah, the right side is actually, I'm seeing the actual pinches on the right, so she's released the left. Is it okay with you if she releases utterly and completely the spinal misalignment that's causing your pinched nerve issue?
Oh, yeah, I have a scoliosis and sciatica, so yeah, I have I have all the problems.
Okay, and she wants to remove all of that energy that is in there, and she's starting with the up, like lumbar 1. So she's starting with lumbar 1 and going up, and that's okay with you. Yes, Mother Mary, you can remove that energy, remove it utterly and completely. All energy of misalignment, all energy that's causing the pinched nerve. And she says that she would like you to practice breathing more deeply in the future, breathing well into your lungs.
It really feels better. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and she's yeah, and you can call on her just like she told Greg that if you just lay down and you're not feeling right, you can ask her to come and remove the source of whatever it is, and just give her thanks. Remember to thank her and ask her.
Thank you, Liz and Mother Mary. I think that was remarkable. I don't understand it, but it feels a lot better. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Mary. Amazing.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
You're
welcome. The smoking?
The smoking. Yeah, well, she's still working on the back because that's physical, but hold on for a second. She's going to look at the... you really need to breathe into your diaphragm. She says that's going to start to help your back align every day. It aligns the energy. And then and this is where the smoking comes in, because when you're smoking, you're actually causing more of a compression instead of an expansion in your lungs over time. So hold on, let's see what she wants to do about the smoking. And that's about anxiety, so she would like to remove your anxiety.
Oh, I didn't want to push it, but that's...
Yeah, okay. So is it okay with you if she removes your anxiety, which compels you to smoke?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And Mother Mary, thank you so much for offering. Yes, it is fine. Yes, please go ahead and remove Daryl's anxiety, which compels her to smoke. Please move it from the manifest to the unmanifest, from particle to wave. Move it up 100%, 1,000 times. Moving it from the manifest to the unmanifest. Remove all of her, 100% of her anxiety that compels her to smoke. Move it completely and utterly out of her system, out of her physical body, out of her mental body, out of all of her spiritual bodies, out of every portion of everywhere within her energy field and beingness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please remove it from the past lives. Please remove it. Wow, it's interesting. You've got Martian war stuff. Please remove it from the Martian war lives. Please remove all connection with the Martian wars. Thank you, thank you.
Martian war life?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that sometime. I'll do a show on it.
Please.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody died. It was terrible.
Oh, dear. I think I heard this one from
Did they have
my
T-shirts?
Martian.
Yeah. Yeah, we should. Those of us who are back should get a T-shirt. I died in the Martian Wars, and I'm still traumatized.
And all I got was this stupid human T-shirt.
Right.
If you want to know more about that, Elizabeth, where can Daryl email you?
She's on a friend, so she can PM me. She's a friend. Yeah. I'm Elizabeth Anglin on Facebook.
I can find her.
Do you see what I was doing as a radio host, trying to get you to put out your email to everybody?
It's not happening. Okay. But if you go to elizabethanglin.com, you can find my email there, which is, my evil self says, info@elizabethanglin.com. It's so hard. info@elizabethanglin.com. But yes, go.
Okay.
And what we're doing is called Reiki Intuitive Healing, if you want to schedule a session. And you can do that through my Book Fresh app.
Sweet.
All right, my dear, I am going to, so what she wants you to do is, your anxiety is really deep because it lasted over several lifetimes. And are you okay with candles being lit in your house?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to light one white candle to give thanks to her and you want to go at least a week for the removal of the anxiety that causes you to smoke, and just light it when you're home and blow it out when you go away. And then say thank you to her for removing the energy of anxiety, which compels you to smoke.
It can burn as long as it wants, or doesn't matter the period it's burning?
It could burn until it's completely gone, and then see how you feel. And if you feel like you need another one, light another one. But, that she'll keep working on it because it's real deep.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. The lower back now hurts, but the upper back seems to be relieved a lot more.
Yeah, I would go lay down, and again, like we told Greg, drink a lot of water because your body's going to change energetically, so water will help that. And you need to eat some greens. Do you eat your greens?
Okay.
Yeah, eat your greens and rice, and greens with olive oil and garlic. That would be very good for you.
Love garlic. I made chili tonight, but that doesn't count as greens. An onion.
Yeah, an onion. It's not the same. But beans, whatever. All right.
Alrighty.
She's moved
best.
away.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Yeah.
You too. Love you. See you.
Elizabeth, we have Peggy now.
Peggy. Hi, Peggy. What's going on?
Hello.
I'm taking a drink of tea. So, Peggy, do you want to tell me what you want Mother Mary to work on, or do you want her just to identify it and ask you if it's okay to remove it?
I would like for her to identify it.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, and she may not come up with what you're thinking, but she'll come up with something.
And I'm okay with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Divine High Self, Divine I Am Presence, Infinite Spirit, Infinite Consciousness, please clear Peggy and myself for work. Please clear us to the level of love, the level of infinite radiant love, and the most optimum level possible. Please clear us in all space-time continuums, every place, everywhere, every time, throughout all infinity. Please clear our spirit guides, our guardian angels, our protectors, our spiritual committee members, all the beings of goodness and light who love to assist. Mother Mary, and especially Archangel Michael, thank you for being here. May you all be cleared to the same most optimum level throughout all space and time for this work. Please clear all friends and family and spirit, all animals in spirit, all animals with us in the rooms that we are in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Mother Mary, Peggy would like you to research and investigate what you may be able to heal for her, or help her help herself heal this evening. Sadness and grief and loss. Can't bring back what was lost, but can she remove the energy of sadness? Are you still there? You have to say yes.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yes, okay. Mother Mary, Peggy agrees that you may remove the energy of sadness, grief, and loss completely and utterly from her system. Please take it from her. Thank you. Thank you for taking it from her. Please remove all the energy of sadness and grief and loss from Peggy's system. Please move it from the manifest to the unmanifest, from particle to wave. Remove it utterly and completely from her system, never to return. Thank you. Archangel Michael, please assist. Archangel Uriel, please assist. There's a lot of sadness and grief and loss here. A lot of sadness and grief and loss. Please assist Mother Mary in removing all of the sadness, grief, and feelings of sadness, grief, and loss for Peggy. Take a deep breath, let it out, Peggy. Please allow Peggy to be comforted truly, utterly, and deeply, and for all of this energy of sadness, grief, and loss to be removed from her. Allow her to rest without this sadness, grief, and loss. Allow her body to rest. Allow her mind to rest. Allow her energy field to rest. Please remove all sadness, grief, and loss that you can get your hands on this evening from her mental body, her spiritual bodies, her emotional bodies, her physical body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so same thing for you. You're going to need to drink a lot of water. If you still have feelings of sadness, you can light a candle and ask her to come remove them. You also want to journal a bit. Okay?
Okay.
In the next few days. Are you doing okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you need anything else? I would go lay down. Well, I think she needs to go lay down and let them continue because there's a lot. So we've got Michael and Uriel and Mother Mary. I would go lay down and get a drink of water and just let them continue for the next 5 or 10 minutes. And they'll probably work on you some more tonight when you go to sleep.
I really appreciate this.
Very, very welcome. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, Peg. Thanks for calling.
You bet. Thank you so much.
You betcha. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Christopher.
I'm here.
Wow. Jesus. You sound like you're underneath my desk. Quit that.
You're right here. You're in my ear.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's really good tonight.
Yeah.
Finally.
Sure is.
Finally. I'm happy about it. Just
okay.
Anyway.
Christopher, do you want me just to have Mother Mary come in and identify what's ready to be removed for you?
That works the best for me.
Okay. Divine High Self, Divine I Am Presence, Infinite Spirit, Infinite Consciousness, please clear Christopher and myself for work. Please clear us to the level of love, the level of infinite radiant love, and the most optimum level possible. Please clear us in all space-time continuums, every place, everywhere, every time, throughout all infinity. Please clear our spirit guides, our guardian angels, our spiritual protectors, our spiritual committee members, all the beings of goodness and light who love to assist, the archangels and Mother Mary, all friends and family in spirit, all animals in spirit, all animals near us and the places we're in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Oh, nerve issues. Christopher, nerve issues. So 2 things. You need more nerve support in terms of B vitamins. She's saying I can't diagnose or prescribe anything, so if you're listening and you're a doctor, please don't hang me. But she says, this is not a diagnosis, but Mother Mary says, and you should consider this, that you need more nerve support, so anything that supports your nerves. And the other thing is, do you ever do any caffeine at all?
Yes.
Cut it back. You and Amanda, but you especially, because you have you're missing how you process B vitamins, or you don't process in the same way. So you want to make sure you get a multivitamin. You want to get some B6s. You want to get your regular nerve support vitamins. Look those up. And you may also need some omega-3s and 6s for like the nerve, just protective for the nerves. So research those things. It's not a diagnosis. It's a suggestion from Mother Mary. And it's not a prescription. But it's
wow, she's right on. I have cerebral palsy. Sometimes that is progressive in middle age.
Okay, right. So you want to start doing things to counteract that and start researching that. But you need your vitamins and you need your support system. So look at what people have done with your situation, because, we have nerves. And she wants to remove the energy of that progression of the nerve issue from you in the way that she sees it. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I need all my oars in the water for right now.
Okay. So Mother Mary, Christopher says it's okay. You can go ahead and remove the energy, the underlying structure of the energy of the nerve issue from him. Please remove it utterly and completely from everywhere in his physical body, his mental body, his energetic bodies, his spiritual body. Please remove all of this energy of nervous and nerve issues, any nerve issues coming from the CP, any nerve issues from caffeine you really do need to cut down. And that's just me as a friend. It's not a prescription. Thank you. Thank you for removing this. And she wants you to know it's very important because it's going to affect, as you go along, how your nerves work toward your internal organs, your stomach and your digestive tract, and your liver, and your kidneys. And so it's very important that you take care of those nerves, because if they're not taken care of, you're going to get other issues on the inside with your organs. So it's not the nerves necessarily that you think about that make your hands move and let you talk. It's the ones you don't think about.
Yeah, that's the vagus nerve and related to it.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's at the C3 cervical bone. Now I have a lot of instability in that area.
Yeah. Well, so what she's doing is she's working on the nerves that go to she's also removing energy of from those nerves that go to your internal organs. So you really want to be careful going forward to give them what they need in terms of nutrients and the omega-3s and 6 oils, and look up what you can do and maybe see somebody if you need extra support for that nerve structure. Hold on. Okay, take a deep breath, let it out. And again, deep breath, let it out. And she would like you to, when you lay down, let her work with you a little bit more tonight. And she says she's worked with you before, so she's like, I'll see you again, Christopher.
I work with her all the time.
Yeah, I'll see you again. I knew, yeah, that's what she said. She's like, it's no big deal. We can work on this later. So,
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Christopher, thank you.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay,
bye.
Christopher. And we have somebody, Welhouse, is it, or Winehouse, a spirit of...
Is it Amy?
Amy Winehouse.
Is her name Amy? I feel like there's an Amy.
There's, actually, it's,
a mosquito? There's a mosquito?
No, listen to me. It's Skeeter. Oh, you're going to get in so much trouble, Elizabeth.
Psychic. I'm so psychic.
You're psychopathic.
Oh, I love you guys.
Get on with it, caller.
Yes, I am calling. Hello, how are you tonight?
Well, how are you?
Oh, nutty but good.
Do you
Welcome
want to have
Full
a
Moon
viewing?
Sunday.
Yes, exactly. It's a full moon. Would you like Mother Mary to take a gander at your energy body?
Yes, please.
Okay. Divine High Self, Divine I Am Presence, Infinite Spirit, Infinite Consciousness. Please clear... Oh gosh, now I can't talk. I got a psychic on, I can't talk. Please clear Skeeter and myself for work. Please clear us to the level of love, the level of infinite radiant love, and the most optimum level possible. Please clear us in all space-time continuums, every place, everywhere, every time, throughout all infinity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please clear our spirit guides, our guardian angels, all the beings of goodness and light who love to assist, especially those who are here with us, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, all the archangels, all friends and family in spirit, our spiritual committee members. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. All animals in spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mother Mary, Skeeter has asked, Amy Skeeter has asked if you can take a gander and see if there's anything that could be removed from her for her healing and her highest good. Ooh, honey, you've been using your throat too much, and you've got a high heart issue. So it's a combination of whatever it is. It's a longing in the high heart, and then things about your eyes. So she has two things: your eyes she wants to work on, and your high heart and your throat. Can she remove all the energy from there that is not for your highest good? She's going to do it all three at once.
Wonderful.
You have to say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mother Mary, Amy Skeeter agrees. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please remove all the energy from her throat, from her high heart, and from her eyes. Please remove all the energy that's from her eyes and also her third eye and the top of her head. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's okay. All of a sudden it moved up. It shifted up to your forehead and the top of your head. Is it okay if she removes all the energy there?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother Mary. Archangel Michael, can you please assist? Please research and investigate. Okay, and now it's moving down to your solar plexus and to your self area. There's something that you don't understand about yourself. So can they remove all energy of confusion about yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, please remove all energy of confusion that Skeeter has about herself. Please move it from the manifest to the unmanifest and all distress that confusion causes and all sadness and anxiety that confusion causes. Anything and everything that is connected with that confusion about Skeeter's self, please remove it utterly and completely from her beingness, allowing her to be completely free of that confusion and any resultant anxiety or distress. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Are we done? Do we need to keep going? Okay, you guys are going to keep going. Okay, there's a being in your back. Is that being for her highest good? No. Can she remove that being? There's a being stuck in your lumbar 3 or 4, and it looks a little tarry and like it shouldn't be there, and it's been adding to the confusion. Can she remove that from you?
Yes.
Okay, please remove that being that's been adding to the confusion. That sort of tarry-looking being, please remove it utterly and completely from the area, L3, L4 area of her soul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please remove it utterly and completely. Send it on to its most right and perfect place and make it so that no way can it ever return to Skeeter's place. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're taking all the beings of goodness and light who want to assist to move this being on. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of keeping it going. I was wondering, why is that confusion still? It sort of whirls around, and it was whirling around and whirling around. I'm like, okay, they're trying to remove it. Oh, look, there's a little critter in there. Not a Joel Geyer critter. Some other kind of critter. Yeah.
I know we're cutting it kind of shy, but if you want to start with our next caller, and we'll take it into the break.
Skeeter, we'll try. We'll see you on the next part of the show, I guess. And
that
works.
You good? I'm good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. All right, next caller. We're going to go quick.
503 area code, Portland. Hi,
hey, this is Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
This is Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Hello, Elizabeth. I'm going to type my request because I have a very nosy neighbor. I know it sounds silly, but I don't am hearing any of my business. I just typed it. Perhaps James can read it off to you.
I've actually posted it, cut and pasted in here. He's been battling with anger impulses lately and suspects he might have one or more parasitical attachments. Can I get a clearing, please?
Okay, Divine High Self, Divine I Am Presence, Infinite Spirit, Infinite Consciousness, please clear Johnny and myself for work. Excuse me. Please clear us to the level of love, the level of infinite radiant love, and the most optimum level possible. Please clear us in all space-time continuums, every place, everywhere, every time, throughout all infinity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you've got one on your back, thoracic, in between the rib and the thoracic. Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, all the beings of goodness and light, please clear our guides, our spiritual committee members, all friends and family in spirit, all animals in spirit, everybody who's on our spiritual teams. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please research and investigate. Mother Mary, it does not want to go. It doesn't want me to be able to talk. Mother Mary, please research and investigate. Oh, yeah. So you got one on your back and you got a baby one. on the other side of your back. So this thing is like over your kidneys, over your right kidney.
Baby one? What does that mean, baby one?
Just smaller. It's just smaller. It's like Child of Chucky.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I'm laughing, but, Okay. Mother Mary wants to know if it's okay if she and Archangel Michael remove this from your back and remove the small one from the other side of your back. You have to say yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Gianni is absolutely 100% okay with you removing this being. All the angels of goodness and light, all the beings who love to assist, please take these beings from Gianni. Please send them to their most right and perfect place, never to return to Gianni. Please allow them to be updated, educated, and informed, never to return to Gianni. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please make it so that no way can they ever return. Please fill up that energy that they've left behind. Please fill that up with pure love light energy. Replace it utterly and completely with pure love light energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Elizabeth, we're going to take this out right now. The music is about to hit, and we'll get you hang around, Elizabeth, and we'll be right back.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott, and I would like to invite you to listen Monday through Friday right here on Spaced Out Radio. 3 hours a night of the top stories with the top guests, ranging topics from UFOs to ETs, ghosts to Sasquatch, and everything in between. We are live every night, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. So come on in and take a listen at spacedoutradio.com. Spaced Out Radio will take you out of this world.
Hi there, this is your psychic medium Joanna, and I would love it if you would join us every other Sunday on Spaced Out Weekend. With host James Tyson, we'll bring you personal psychic messages on 2 mediums and a large. Questions about love, life, career changes. We would love it if you would come and join us live. Call in and listen in for the experience. Allow us to open the doors to your other side. 2 mediums and a large. Heard only on Spaced Out Weekend at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for news beyond the mainstream news? Head to spacedoutradio.com and check out the SOR Spacewire. This is Spaced Out Radio's Eric Markham, news director for the SOR Spacewire. Daily, I will bring you intriguing stories and outlandish reports from what's going on around the world. UFO sightings, paranormal activity, conspiracies, alternative health, and so much more. And if you have news, email me at news@spacedoutradio.com. It's paranormal news at its finest. Welcome to The Encounter. At spacedoutradio.com, The Encounter online is SOR's trusted news source for everything weird and strange going on around the world. This is news editor Eric Markham. Our team of journalists are scouring the planet for those strange stories that rarely make the mainstream. No fear-mongering or fake news here. Head over to spacedoutradio.com and encounter The Encounter.
Attention Spaced Out Radio listeners. For only $5 a month, you can join Spaced Out Radio Space Travelers. Your membership at spacedoutradio.com will give you access to private fan area on the website, get you a monthly newsletter, draws for monthly swag, and a whole lot more. Sign up today to become a part of the Spaced Out Radio experience.
The third Monday of every month, Spaced Out Radio is going to bring you a different look at everything paranormal. Welcome to The Reporters. Jim Mallard, Vanessa Hogel, Denise Garcia, and Christina George join me, Dave Scott, for a look at the weird and strange from the other side of the microphone. We'll break down ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, and the people investigating them. The paranormal media has never been heard like this. Come listen to The Reporters.
For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
Patrolling the Pacific Northwest, we are always on the lookout for the strange and unassuming stories that real people are experiencing. Hi, I'm Vincent Zunza from Pacific North Weird. Me and Alexandra Sullivan have teamed to bring to you those odd stories that never seem to make it into the mainstream. Stories so weird that will leave you scratching your head wondering, is this real? It's as real as it gets with Pacific North Weird. You can watch our videos right here at spacedoutradio.com.
It's time to go live on Spaced Out Weekend.
13, please. Oh, hi, Kevin. Oh, is that the time? Kevin, my friend, don't you find that watch just a little bit loud? Well, I certainly hope our buddy Bumblefoot is playing when we get there. Oh, you stinky big bundle of hair. I said Bumblefoot, not Bigfoot. Oh, it's going to be a long night.
It's time to head to the 13th floor of the old log cabin for Spaced Out Weekend with James Tyson. You can tweet James at James Tyson SOR. You can find him on Instagram, Spaced Out Weekend, as well as on Facebook. On YouTube, our channel is Spaced Out Radio Show, and you can check out our website, spacedoutradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
And now, perched high in his captain's chair, way above the clouds, here's James Tyson.
Thank you, Burning Dave Scott. I hope everything's okay with you up wherever you are on the side of the highway, looking at a map, hoping the map doesn't catch fire. Think of Dave, everyone, as traveling with his family in the Griswold mobile, trying to get across the country. He'll be okay. He had 3 days' notice. I'm sure he packed everything up, ready to go when they gave him the evacuation order. But we know Dave, don't we? So what he packed up was a carton of smokes, a 2-4 of beer, a couple of magazines, and probably some tinfoil for his hat. And wrapped his kid in tinfoil and wrapped the wife in tinfoil and Dougie the dog and that other dog that yaps a lot. I like Doug the dog better. And off he went. Probably cleared all the popsicles out of the fridge. Damn. And that's it. And off he went to find a nest to stay in. But that's young David on the side of the road. But I am broadcasting to you from the 13th floor of the Spaced Out Radio headquarters, overlooking the burning forests of British Columbia. Actually, not really. I'm on the Pacific South Coast, down by the ocean, with the ocean breeze blowing that smoke up into the interior. Yes, it's a rainforest, and you know I've been complaining all year about the wetness and the wind and the rain and the sideways snow, and now people are complaining because it's just hot. Yes, it's hot. It's actually completely on fire. But that's a long, long ways from where I am. I'm down right near, pretty well, I can see the Americans from here. They're right there. That's how close I am to the other country. We're right down on the border of Washington State. It is us here in Cascadia, down in the Pacific Northwest, and I am just giddy to bring you two mediums and a large. We have Skeeter Welhouse, and we have Paisley Town. Paisley is our fantastic young lady who does the numerology, and I know I have a person ready to call back here because she was all set up and raring to go for the new numerology readings over an hour ago. She, being Paisley, is more than a page of information. I want you to go to paisleytown.com. You'll see from her homepage who she is and what she's been doing. She's originally from Eastern Canada in Ontario. She is based now in around the Metro Vancouver, British Columbia area, and she's an intuitive medium. She does psychometry, tarot, and numerology, and a teacher. She grew up in Southern Ontario, and I tell you, she always felt various unexplainable tugs and affinity for stones, shells, crystals, and other inert forms that nothing less teemed with life and structure. And it was in the mid-1990s when, at the age of 5, no, she's very, very old. She's not that old, really. When living in North Vancouver, she was drawn to begin her new metaphysical training. Now, I've taken classes with her. She's very serious, very good at what she does, and she is well known all around the Metro Vancouver area and actually puts on quite a lot of psychic fairs. Paisley, you and I haven't talked for a long time, because last time I was even texting you, your voice box was out to lunch or something. You were really having a bad time. How are you?
I'm very well, James. How are you doing tonight?
I are fine in this lovely full moon. Hey, is this that fancy full moon? Is this the...
Every month is a fancy full moon.
No, but it's
I think
not...
this one is the, I think it's the elk moon, known as the thunder moon. Yeah.
Okay. When was the solstice? That was last month?
The solstices are usually on the 21st.
The summer, okay.
So like June 21st, yeah.
Okay, so I missed it.
The solstice was on Aboriginal Day here in Canada.
Yeah, and I think that was the day I left for, the 21st. That's the day I left for Pennsylvania. Yeah, it would have been a really, really good day to be doing stuff like that. Man, I would have... Did you get out and do anything?
I did readings all day at a First Nations event at the Musqueam Reserve, which is very, very very west in Vancouver. And there was thousands of people at the event. They provided all free food for everyone that attended the event, and it was like really high-end hot dogs and hamburgers, like smokies, crab, salmon. It was amazing. It was all free for everybody.
I think I would totally skip the high-end hot dogs and hamburgers and go right for the salmon.
They were better than the Costco ones. They're really good. The crab was good. I had the crab.
I'm kind of staying away from the
shellfish.
Well, no, the crab that I got in reserves. I had a bit of there was an instance that I should not have had the crab on a reserve on the West Coast once.
Yeah, that's not pleasant.
Yeah, it's not good. But the salmon, can't go wrong with that. Skeeter Welhouse. Skeeter.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
How's that tar-colored being that was stuck in your spine all gone now?
I think so. It's working its way out.
It's working its way out. It's what, waiting for a bus, for goodness sakes? Now, for the past 11 years, almost 12 years now, Skeeter's been working with various guides, teachers, and specialists to learn not only about herself and her path, but how to ground and direct the storm that was comprised of her gifts, talents, mind, and outside life. After finding traditional means to be not enough on their own for Skeeter, she thought alternative means to provide the needed quiet in her mind so she could better navigate her path and now guide her own daughter. Jinshin Jitsu has been pivotal in her personal and spiritual transformation as it becomes more so as she continues to open herself to the Spirit's plan. I'm going to say plans. And as she has opened herself to being not just a student, but the teacher. If you grasp this pebble from my hand, Skeeter Welhouse, if I see you next time and you've got burning tattoos, like on scars of a dragon on one forearm and a tiger on the other one, I'm not going near you. It's how are you doing?
Working on saving up for a tattoo of a dragon.
The tattoos of a dragon, it'd be very good. It'd be very good. You have those ones. It's sorry. What did Paisley said? How was I tonight? Well, completely insane as per usual. But it's good. It's good to hear from you. We have been missing each other. Spirit has been putting us into revolving doors. It's funny. Skeeter and I will say, okay, well, I will phone you in an hour and a half or tomorrow at 10 a.m. And 3 days later, I remember, 3 days ago at 10 a.m., I was supposed to phone Skeeter and find out what was going on. And we've been missing each other. So we've got to get together. We've got some house clearings to do. And I don't know if our listener wants to listen to one of these again, but we may end up... I would like to open it up for somebody on a paranormal team, somebody who's been into a building and where they thought they encountered a spirit and had a communication with it and know exactly what the inside of that building looked like. And that building could be in Florida, in Australia, in South Africa, in Norway, and call in and have Skeeter do a remote viewing and see what she sees there and see how it matches up. Because I tell you, when we've done it where Skeeter's done remote viewings from Washington State into British Columbia, into buildings she has never been in, how accurate she is to know where the laundry room is and coming in the door and things like that. So it is kind of freaky, but I'd love it if anybody who is in a paranormal group out there who's listening, give me a shout and just send me an email at james@spacedoutradio.com. Again, that's james@spacedoutradio.com. If you've been on a paranormal investigation and we don't really want to know too much about it at all, other than, you were into a residence, we probably want to keep it away from a private residence. If it's your own house is haunted as heck, you can do that too, because we will ask for an address because Skeeter will want to see the front of it. So literally we do that through Google Earth. We just look at it from the front of the building and we go from there. Skeeter, have you, since your death a few weeks back, now that you're better, do you still need to see the photograph or do you need... Is it okay if the client is staring at the photograph?
If the client's in front of me, I don't need the picture anymore. But if it's remote viewing like this, I still kind of need a picture, something to hone in on that I can interact with.
Okay.
I found out 2 days ago I don't need the picture anymore if they're in front of me because a lady came into the shop and said I need sage because my house is haunted, and I said, really, come here. And I put my hands on her hands, and all of a sudden I saw the house, I saw the ghosts. I was able to give her drawing. She freaked out because I described the house without her even telling me about it. It was awesome. So
it's awesome how I make people completely insane and they give me money. That's
so it's a bonus. It's an upgrade.
Thing. It's a good job. It's. I want to get started off here. We're about quarter after the hour, and we have a young lady named Melanie who would like a Paisley to do her numbers.
Hi there. Hi, Melanie. I'm going to need the correct spelling of your first name, your birth name, and your date of birth as well, please.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Melanie, Melanie.
Perfect.
And my date of birth is the 11th of February, 1980.
Okay, and did you have a question for me, or?
Well, there's two areas of my life that I'd really like some kind of guidance on, and that's my love life and my career choice. I've got a career choice coming up that could be completely changing everything that I do, and it's kind of scary to take that leap.
Okay. So when I do the numbers on the name Melanie with that spelling, the number is a 2. It's so Melanie is a 2 name. Being born on the 11th is a 2. Being born on the second day of the month is a 2. Being born in 1980 is a 9. And so when I add up all the numbers, it comes to 4. And I'm just kind of explaining it for people who haven't heard the numerology before, but basically it's fire, 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 air, fire. So I would say regarding love life, what comes up for you is sometimes people have a difficult time keeping up to you. Does that keep like you go at a very fast pace? Like you take relationships quickly, you connect quickly with people, and sometimes you may connect so quickly with people that the relationship kind of fizzles to an end very fast because you took it really fast. Does that resonate for you?
Oh, completely.
And did you have a question about relationship that you wanted to ask?
There is a certain someone in my life that kind of keeps coming in and out, and I'm wondering if that's ever going to be something, proper, or whether it's a case of we've missed our timing and I need to move on to the next.
Yeah, what happens for you is that you pick up information and knowledge so quickly that you learn it very fast, you master it, and then you get bored with it and move on to something else. So if it's someone that you previously were strongly connected to, and then there's this kind of repeat opportunity that comes up from time to time, I would say that you've already moved on from that relationship. And you likely already know that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I kind of got the feeling that our timing had passed. And
okay.
Because, yeah.
So hopefully that answered that question. And what's your question about career choice?
I'm looking at starting my own business, but it's very scary because I've always worked for other people. It's very scary to sort of feel like the only responsibility is mine. And I just want to know if I do take this leap, whether I'm going to be able to financially support myself and, also do the work in an authentic way that I want to.
Okay. And are you planning to have a business partner, or in the work that you're going into, will you partner with people to do your business?
It would just be me on my own, but it's very customer based. So I'd be having clients come to see me.
Okay. So your clients would be like you and your client working as a team?
Yeah.
And will you be providing a product or service that is earth friendly?
It's more kind of a guidance kind of.
Like a consultant.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, as long as so for example, if you were selling a product that was, something junky that is made out of plastic, that kind of career choice wouldn't work for you with this birthday. But if it's to do with nature or healing or art or customer service or being of service to others. So for example, an excellent career choice for someone with your birthday could easily be real estate agent, because teamwork is a strong draw for you. Mm-hmm. And so real estate agents, they'll work with the people that are selling their house and they kind of work together as a team. And then the agent also works together with people that are buying the home, and they work together as a team. So it's about teamwork pretty much, because you need something that's busy and fast and social and fun. If it starts to get boring, you could choose a career where you go to school for 5 years to get your degree to do it. But if you get bored doing it, you'll quit it. You'll go to law school and then say, oh, forget it, it's too boring.
Yeah.
Even after putting a lot of effort in. And this is why it makes it difficult for you to make career choices. Mm-hmm. So as long as it's fun and social and busy, and you're providing a good service or a good product, working as a team in a social, busy environment, then it's an excellent career move for you.
Okay.
And are you planning in the future to partner with someone in that business?
I could see sort of doing, it's very kind of alternative health kind of guidance, stuff like that. So I could see, getting together this kind of thing and having several people doing workshops. But primarily it'd be kind of me on my own.
Yes. And you will work well on a team if you go into business with other partners doing, for example, you might find some other people that do what you do, and you might want to work in the same building and have separate offices, but have one business there. If that's the case, you'll work well as long as the other partners don't tell you what to do, because being micromanaged does not work for you, on any level.
I hate it with a fiery passion.
Yeah. I mean, even if the Pope gave you advice, it'd piss you off. Like, you just don't take instruction well from others. You know what needs to be done, and you can do it, and you move on.
Yeah, I'm a very self-managed person. I sort of like even with my managers in my current position, I'm just like, they leave me alone to just get on with my stuff because they know that I'm going to get it done. And if they come in, then that stops the flow of it happening. So they just leave me be.
Excellent. I hope that answered your questions, Melanie.
It does. Fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Skeeter, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, the only thing I would just do is reinforce you on that she needs to keep it something that is constantly in change to keep up with her. Mm-hmm. Because if it stalemates at all, you're going to get bored and it's going to flop. So make sure it's something that you can constantly keep in motion and keep change going. Avoid monotony as best you can.
Yeah, I always felt that I needed something where I'm constantly learning, because if I'm not learning, then it stalls for me and I get bored.
Exactly.
And Melanie, one of our listeners in the chat room is asking where you're from, because several people have commented on how adorable your accent is.
Thank you so much. I'm originally from Nottingham in England, but I'm in Vancouver now. So I'm just down the road from you guys.
Excellent. Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Oh, off you go.
Take care.
It's cool to be from Nottingham. I wonder if she knows the sheriff. Never mind.
Yeah,
who do we have next? We have a 604 number. Or do we?
We do.
Oh, off you go.
Can you hear me?
I can. You sound like you're in the bottom of a bowl of soup, but you're fine.
Really? It's Amanda, by the way. I'm back.
Okay, Amanda, you've got 2 minutes.
Okay. Either of you, doesn't matter which one answers. I'm just curious so I've just found my biological dad's side of the family, and I've written them. What I'm wondering is if I'm going to get any kind of answers in the next, say, month from them. Any kind of reply or answers.
I'm going to push that one over to Skeeter, because that sounds like a more mediumship kind of question.
Yeah, and I'm afraid the first answer I got was not within the time period that you're giving them.
Okay. At all?
You might a little later on, and it's not going to be from who you expect it to be. They're a little standoffish, would be a good word. Okay. I wouldn't go far to say it's suspicious, but concerned.
Oh yeah, I think
about
anybody
being contacted.
Yeah.
So for them, it's and you put a lot.
Sorry, you guys are cutting out.
In
Skeeter just got attacked by aliens. Skeeter?
Yes.
No, that was Amanda. Skeeter? Okay, I'm going to have to call Skeeter back, I believe, because unless... Amanda, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
And Paisley, you can hear me?
I can, but in the meantime, while you're calling Skeeter back, I just have a little bit of information for Amanda. I don't have your birthday written down in front of me, but I remember that you have some fire in your birthday, because we did a reading quite a long time ago, 7-8 months ago. And one of the things that comes up for you sometimes is that you can be very impatient and you want everything now. So it's interesting that your question is, hey, when's it going to happen? Is it going to happen right away? So just keep that in mind. Patience, patience, patience. It's a hard one for you with your birthday.
Yeah, that it is.
Do you remember us discussing that last time when we were on the air?
I do.
Yes. Okay, cool.
I do.
Yeah, and I can't even remember your numbers. But yeah.
Okay, Skeeter, are you back?
You want them again?
No, that's okay, Amanda. I've got it. I just wanted to let you know about patience.
Skeeter, are you back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, excellent. Carry on.
Okay. Did you hear the part about me about how much heart and emotion you put into the letter?
No, that's when you started to cut out and sounded all alien-like.
Woohoo! I'm under a lot of transformation. Just ask Elizabeth. One of the things that you may have, because, like Paisley pointed out, you are a bit fiery, you may have put a bit more emotion into the letter than was necessary. And that's kind of what's got them a little If you get a chance, not anytime soon, but maybe within a month or a little bit longer than that, a month to 2 months. I'm hearing more closer to 2 months. Write a second letter and be sure to keep it as polite. Make it more like a letter to a company that you're trying to get a job with, but you really like the company. Keep it polite, keep it professional. Try not to get over emotional. And then after that, it's in their hands. And whether they reach out, which I'm hoping they do, and there is potential for it, it'll be because of a calmer, less emotionally charged letter.
Would it be inappropriate in a couple months' time if I do decide to do that letter? Would it be, because I think I tried to put myself in their shoes too. I'd be like, okay, are you even blood related? Like, is this even possibly true? I didn't want to, I contemplated bringing it up in the first letter, but I opted not to say that I'd be willing to do DNA and pay for it.
To be real honest,
not be a good move?
That would actually be the better move, is to be like, listen, I'm doing our family genealogy. I've been led to you all. I'd love to find out if there is an actual biological tie. I'm hoping that maybe we can compare notes. If we could, and I'm giving you information from another genealogist that I actually worked with for finding out if the family was mine. And that is, don't go for the DNA test because that's a little creepy. Go with the can we trade notes? Can we share notes? Can I find out if you knew so and so at this time? I've got a family member who was buried here, tied to this name. Any genealogical information you can provide, just like a resume, you're providing references, and in this case, you're going to provide solid information that has led you to them. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yeah.
So this
I won't do the DNA thing.
No, because that's a little creepy. And for them, they're already going to be kind of like, okay, who is this person trying to join our family? And that's really what you're doing. You're trying to join the family. Come back and say, like I said, hey, I've got such and such, such and such, such and such that directs me to you guys. Is there a chance that we could share information and confirm that this is a shared ancestral line?
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
And keep it from the point of view that I'm not looking to join your family, I'm just looking to confirm roots.
Yeah.
Because if you come from the point of I want to join family, then you're going through more than just a job interview.
Well, I tried to indirectly say that when I said, I'm not interested in interrupting your lives because that's their family. I just would like to know some information about my dad, or if he had some photos that you could possibly get copies of, kind of thing, you know.
That's a bit personal.
Share some stories.
Try to keep it impersonal. It's real easy when you're trying to find your roots to get a little emotional and try to, we want confirmation. Please, please, please tell me that you've got something. And for some people, for some families, that can come off as not happy. Yeah.
And creepy.
By coming back at it from an analytical point of view, listen, I have this date, I have this information, I've got these names, I know of these locations. Can you confirm or disconfirm for me, please? And if you can, make it a bigger envelope and include a self-addressed stamped envelope for them to reply back saying, sorry, wrong family tree. Or, yeah, maybe.
That's actually a good idea. I never even thought of that.
And also include an email and a phone number. Because if they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this information does match up, we'd like to talk to you, then they have that option. If they don't want contact with you any more than, this is where we're from, just they can drop that note in a mailbox with a sorry, wrong family tree and be done.
Yeah. Well, I did leave an email, and when I wrote the letters too, I wrote my address on there, and I left a phone number as well. So I kind of left 3 different options for them to contact me, whichever way they felt most comfortable with, if they chose to. So
if I give you my email, you could spam me. If I call you, you've got caller ID, and you might call me back. But if I drop a snail mail, it's really hard for you to get a hold of me again.
Yeah. Well, I did leave my address with them if they wanted to reach me that way.
Yeah, but people are really lazy when it comes to snail mail. So if you actually provide that's why brides and fancy parties include the RSVP with the stamp and everything already done, and all they have to do is check yes or no, beef or chicken, whatever, drop it in the mail and be done. The simpler you can make it for them, the easier. And Spirit's saying you've really got to come back in a professional way, and by providing something that allows them some animosity as well. If this is if you are barking up the wrong tree, this gives them some animosity and a nice clear-cut way to say, hey, no, wrong tree.
Am I barking up the wrong tree?
Not 100%. There's some ties, but you know how in a family tree there's little notes saying twice removed and we don't mean by marriage?
Yeah.
So think of it that way. There may be parts of their family tree that they pruned and aren't interested in. Does that make sense?
It does totally make sense, yeah.
So be respectful in that you are coming at them from that angle.
That I can do, but I'm going to wait it out. I think I might even wait longer than 2 months.
Yeah.
I'll give it more time than that. Or maybe I won't even do it at all. Who knows? I put myself out there. That's all I could do.
Well, the thing is that you put your heart out there first, and that was putting a vulnerability out. So you've made yourself vulnerable. So if you don't hear a response, you're going to feel crushed. If you take the time to actually put together a more polished letter, plus a way for them to get a hold of you with a bit of basically where they can just pop it in the mail and be done with it, you're going to have a better chance of hearing back from them.
Okay. Thank
but
you.
you have
Thank
to
you,
have
thank you.
that.
Yeah. Why is everybody giggling at me?
Those are ghosts. It's not no one's giggling.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ghosts that know me better, right?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Just
guys.
take a deep breath, honey, and know that the wheels are in motion. It's just getting them to realize that you're not one of the nuts or squirrels in the tree. You're actually one of the branches.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
You too. Take care, hon.
Okay, I'm going to go
Thanks,
over
you
to young Charlie. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Happy full moon.
Happy full moon to you too. Are you hanging by your toes, dressed in black, getting ready to fly away?
Rarely.
Okay.
How's everybody?
Great. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Long time no talk, but you have a calmer version this time. I'm so much calmer.
That's a good thing.
I know.
You won't be as mad.
Well, I wasn't mad. I was scared, but I'm not scared anymore.
Okay.
So, I don't know really what I was thinking. I was sitting here thinking, like, what do I want to say? And I don't know, like 2 days ago, you guys all popped into my head again, and I was like, I should call.
Yeah.
So.
This is you calling.
Yes, it is.
Is it maybe you just, if there's maybe somebody has a message for you, and that's why you thought of this. Maybe somebody's coming through or would like to come through, but that's up to you.
I can always think of a plethora of things to talk about.
Yes, you certainly can.
But if you guys want to go for it, then go for it.
To be real honest, the guides are kind of standing back a little bit.
Smiling?
They're kind of it's a bit of a side eye. They're a little concerned that you've been questioning things a bit more than you should.
What kind of things?
I'm asking for clarification. Personal life, social life, mental well-being. There's a lot of odds and ends. It's not like you're caught in a, and I apologize, but I don't have a better way to word it. It's not that you're coming from a mania point where, you're constantly It's more like a cautious questioning. Does that make sense?
Did you say a what kind of questioning?
Cautious.
What does that mean?
I'm stepping out onto the ice, and I'm wondering if every step I'm taking is a safe one.
Oh, cautious.
Cautious.
Okay. Yeah, because I started my new job, so I've kind of got one foot in each job, and it's going really well. I'm really enjoying it, but there are little ifs and buts and whatevers, as with anything new, I think. And then, of course, it's making me question the old job as well. Like, is that still going to work? And, are the bills going to be paid and that kind of thing? And then, yeah. So what about that?
Stop worrying.
She's called to ask about things she always asks about.
Well, the thing is that one of the things that happens in our lives is that we tend to manifest with our words.
Of course.
So if you're constantly asking, is this going to fall out from under my feet? Is this going to fall out from under my feet? Guess what's going to happen?
All right, yeah.
It's going to fall out from under your feet.
And it's funny that you, well, no, actually, you know what? It's never funny that you say anything anymore.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's completely fine. There's lots of stuff lately where I even think of it and it appears. And it's the smaller things, but yet, yeah.
Well, they're trying to show you that they're trying to help you, but when you question it, it's like if James handed you a bowl of gold coins, and you would be looking at him going, okay, are they chocolate gold coins? Are these real gold coins? Are they gold plated? Are they plastic?
But if that's who, like, okay, if my personality has always been to question everything and to think about everything. Like, I mean, is there a difference between being a seeker or an analytical person, or is it just the overthinking everything? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's within my nature to always, like...
What he's telling me is that when you analyze something, you look at things from both sides. You give it a proper thinking over, and then you let it go.
Okay.
You move forward. When you think about stuff, you think more from the is the glass half empty or half full point of view, and you tend to worry that the glass is emptying and it might fall on the floor and you might cut yourself, and oh God, do I have money for medical and...
Very black and white, just right back to the first time we spoke. There it is.
So, you know, they're asking you to please, if you want to be an analytical mind, look at it this way. I'm in two places at once. I've got 1 foot in this door, 1 foot in this door. I'm in a balancing act. That's all there is to it. You are doing a balancing act. You are balancing your physical health, your mental health, your financial health in two locations, 1 foot in each place. One place feeds one part of you, the other place feeds another part of you. Now, analytically speaking, eventually something's going to have to give. What is it? Are you going to be able to move forward and still handle everything? Yes. And then you set yourself up to move forward with that. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And I guess, am I being received well at the new place? Like, is it it's
for the most part, yes. But because you tend to get defensive a little quicker than others, not because of anything other than the fact that you're constantly thinking in your head, okay, was that a good mention? Is that a bad mention? Was his body language talking of not liking me? Was his body language saying he liked me? He said good job, but his left foot was turned out, so...
So then if I just chill out, then...
Relax. Take a breather. Do some tantric meditation.
If you only knew how many times a day I do meditate, and if you only knew me before I meditate...
Tantric. There's a reason they specifically put tantric in my mouth.
Okay.
So tantric meditation is about learning to harness and master your own energy.
Okay.
Oh, that makes total sense, Charlie.
Really?
Yeah, it does. Because I've always said when I first met you, you were a Roman candle.
Right.
You just needed, you need focus. You have to harness the energy that's naturally coming from you.
Right.
So I totally, that resonates with me. If you had, Skeeter, well, you'd probably know because you're Skeeter, but for me, when I saw this human, it was like, oh my God, there's stuff shooting on the top of her head, and it's just the harnessing the energy. It's focusing it on good instead of evil. But no, I'm kidding. She doesn't do evil. But it's the focusing part of it. It's to harness it. That totally is who she is. She has to do that.
Yeah.
So the tantric meditation would be, putting all that into little containers, and each of them you take off the shelf.
Well, it would help you learn a flow.
Yeah.
In a much more proactive way.
All right.
And don't get too excited when you see, because normally when you type in tantric meditation in Google, it automatically brings up the sex stuff. Go past that into the actual tantric meditations.
Okay. Okay. But like, okay, never mind. You guys are just gonna laugh at anything I ask because it's just more of that. So what's the difference?
No, I'm laughing because Spirit, the way I'm seeing it, they just put their chin in their hand and go, "Here we go."
Yeah, and I get that, but it's like, there's no words. I told you, much calmer this time.
No, you are, and you're doing a lot better. But it's learning to be in your skin, learning to be who you are, without focusing on that outside approval and acknowledgement, and learning to be you without having other people say, "Yeah, that's you," or "That's okay," and learning to love what you are in that respect.
Makes sense.
Skeeter, can I just add a little bit to what you're saying right now? So I pulled a couple of cards for you, Charlie, and one of the cards that was very prominent that came up was the third card, which was an outcome card, and it came up as a picture. This is a really unique deck that I got in Ontario. It's an image of a hand mirror, like from a lady's dresser. Okay. And the wording on it's called the mirroring, which means, so for example, sometimes if someone's hurting a lot and they're very angry and they forgot to do something, they might come at you and be really kind of aggressive at you and say, you skipped steps and you didn't do it right. But really they're upset because they didn't do it right because they skipped a step. And that's called mirroring or transference.
Okay.
So when Skeeter's talking about like taking a look at yourself and stuff. So the card that came up for you was mirroring. And I'm not sure how that applies to you or if it applies to you, but I thought I'd share that.
Well, thank you, Paisley.
Of course.
I guess lately a lot of, I've been, on this journey of mine, I guess I've been doing a lot of trying to reverse a lot of the negative self-talk and just, anytime, I call her Sweater Vest. Don't ask me why, but I do. She has her own, I don't know if it's like my mom or like whatever voice it is, it's always like, that's not good enough. It needs to be better, whatever, or they don't like you or whatever.
Here's my advice. Next time you hear her, ask your guides to grab her. Throw duct tape on, and I mean, say this out loud. I do this now and again. If I get an icky guide come along, I tell this to my guides. Grab them, put duct tape over their mouth, tie them up, put them in a box, seal up the box, covered in chains so they can't get out, put that box in a bigger box, seal that box up, and drop them down the back where they can never, ever be hurt again.
I was basically just being a lot lighter and just saying, hey, I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can.
No, kick them out. They are taking up rent. Unless they are going to start paying your bills, they need to leave.
Right.
Don't even humor them anymore. Tell them, you know what? It's time for you to leave. Bye-bye.
Who are they?
It's actually a residual memory for her of a grandmother, mother, and I'm going to say an aunt.
Whoa.
It's a combination of women who have been in and out of her life and there's more women involved in this particular voice. I'm going to say a couple of teachers, friends, old friends from when you were younger. They weren't really friends, but you called them friends. And these people have always torn you down in order to make themselves feel better, or because they thought you should be a certain way, or whatever. And you've taken their energy and made it your own.
Right.
And you really need to let this residual go. You need to go, you know what? I'm done. Whoever you are, unless I see $100 on the counter tomorrow morning to put towards utilities, you have to leave. And to my other guides, and you've got some great ones, please take this individual, this energy, put them in a box, lock them up, tie them up, send them down the back. I want to poop them out in the morning. Wow. I mean, literally, just imagine the back of your brain, that big black hole that goes all the way down your spine and out your tuchus.
Okay.
Send them on their way.
So, I feel like every question I ask now, you guys are all just shaking your head. Like,
No. Don't think that way.
No, I was just kind of being funny. So, the guides are like agreeing though, like I'm on the right path with this new job and it's good.
You're on the path that you need to be on right now.
Okay.
Because you're learning a lot about yourself. And that's the right path. As long as you're on a path that you're learning and you're growing and you're advancing, then that's the right path.
Okay. I just meant career-wise, but all right.
Yeah.
Yes, that applies to your career as well.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Well, you think about the career, actually the gig that you have right now, how much you're learning in that, and how quickly stimulus is coming to you in regards to this new sport that you, like you say, it was all new to you, so you have to learn it. That's why we're here. We're supposed to be learning stuff, and then from that template that you're using to absorb the data, the knowledge of what you're going to be a proposed expert in or knowledgeable in, is going to be the template as you move on in your career to learning more about all the different sports or all the different events that you're going to be exposed to.
Right.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I totally appreciate it, and I appreciate all the other times before. And Skeeter, I'm sorry we haven't been able to connect, but maybe that's why I just had to. It was just coming to me the last couple of days, like, hey, I'm supposed to talk to them or something. I don't know.
That could be it.
Yeah, that's how it usually comes.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Charlie? Should we phone Peggy and wake her up? And she got sent to bed after the healing in the first hour.
No, I know. I think you should. I think she would love.
No, she needs to rest.
Oh, really? Yeah, she wanted a reading, but got her.
Yeah, I think so. I love it.
We'll hook her up next time.
I'm
being told right now she needs that sleep. She needs that rest because she's got a lot of energy moving right now.
Yeah, she had quite a healing going there. So.
I know.
Yeah, I heard.
Listening.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Good for her.
Hey guys, well, as long as you say that everything's kosher and I should just chill out, and I thank you.
Speak positively. Just remember that. Speak positively.
Speak positively. All right.
Yes, you will. Speak positively. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Good night. You're welcome. Good night, hon.
Bye.
And we're coming up to a 7-minute stretch, so it's coming. It is coming, so we're not going to jump on it. We've got a couple of callers backed up. I've got some more that I've got to hook up with in this last hour. Again, I want to thank everybody for listening to us on iHeartRadio. I want to thank those tuning in on Radio Guide FM, TalkStream Live on Stitcher, those who beam us out all over the world on iTunes, and our friends at those kind of cool radio stations, WQEE 99 Rock the Key in Noonan, Georgia, spacedoutradio.com, which has got a new look, so go check it out. It's not going to blow your eyeballs out of your head. Unfortunately, and I protest, but unfortunately there is no chat room there, and which really should be the only chat room we use. None of this Twitter, Spreaker, Facebook. It should only be on the website, but I don't really have a vote. So those who listen to us on Spreaker, the United Public Radio Network, Renegade Talk Radio, and the High Plains Talk Radio Network of Stars. And I want to thank everybody for patiently waiting, or semi-patiently waiting, for us to get through some of our callers. And coming up, I want you to call at 575-694-6634. Again, 575-694-6634.
From coast to coast to coast, Blacklight Uncharted is taking on the paranormal across Canada. From ghostly hauntings to the UFOs flying above in conjunction with MUFON Canada, we're closely investigating what's going on in the northern skies and checking out the apparitions that walk among us. Check out our videos right here at spacedoutradio.com. We want to know your thoughts, we want to hear your experiences, and we want you to share your stories. The answers are out there, and we intend to find them.
Would you like to become one of our space travelers? All you have to do is click on the Space Travelers icon at spacedoutradio.com. For only $5 a month, you can get access to some great prizes, as well as private monthly shows, newsletters, and a members-only section on our website. Become a space traveler today.
The third Monday of every month, Spaced Out Radio is going to bring you a different look at everything paranormal. Welcome to The Reporters. Jim Mallard, Vanessa Hogel, Denise Garcia, and Christina George join me, Dave Scott, for a look at the weird and strange from the other side of the microphone. We'll break down ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, and the people investigating them. The paranormal media has never been heard like this. Come listen to The Reporters.
It's paranormal news at its finest. Welcome to The Encounter. At spaceoutradio.com, The Encounter online is SOR's trusted news source for everything weird and strange going on around the world. This is news editor Eric Markham. Our team of journalists are scouring the planet for those strange stories that rarely make the mainstream. No fear-mongering or fake news here. Head over to spaceoutradio.com and encounter The Encounter.
Hey, this is Canadian paranormal investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
Coming September 29th to October 1st, the first annual Spaced Out Radio Caribou Paracon. Hi, this is Dave Scott. The event will be held at the Spruce Hills Spa and Resort in 108 Mile Ranch, British Columbia. Come join us for an amazing weekend of speakers talking all things paranormal, UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Sasquatch, intuitiveness. Listen to great speakers like Miriam Delicato, Samantha Mowat, and the crypto guru Ronald Murphy. Get your VIP passes by going to spacedoutradio.com and clicking on the Paracon banner. Come to BC, where the paranormal is waiting for you.
Have you had an experience you can't explain? Had a run-in with ghosts, maybe Bigfoot, or seen lights in the sky? Hi, I'm Mike Schmidt from the SOR Sightlines. I'm here to investigate your sighting. Head to spacedoutradio.com and fill out a report on the Sightlines. All your information is 100% confidential, and I will help you figure out what you've been seeing. File your report, and let's find out the answers together.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Head to our website at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There, you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us, From radio commercials to banners and social media. Have a product you like our hosts to endorse? We can do that too. Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Have you got your Cosmic Passport? If you need one, tune in to Cosmic Passport on Spaced Out Weekend. This is Elizabeth Anglin, ET experiencer, spirit medium, and host of Cosmic Passport. Each weekend I'll be bringing you interviews and support from other paranormal experiencers and the best in intuitive spiritual guidance from across the globe. It's all happening starting at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, midnight Eastern, on spacedoutradio.com.
From British Columbia to Northern California, Pacific North Weird has Cascadia covered. Check out our feature videos at spacedoutradio.com, where I, Vincent Zunza, and my super sleuth partner Alexandra Sullivan track down the weird and strange stories from around the Pacific Northwest, from Bigfoot to Mel's Hole and everything in between. This is what makes life exciting. So why report the normal when we can report the Pacific North Weird right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Oh, there's only one way to rock. Loud and proud. In high definition. Radio 702 rocks. Las Vegas.
Don't have time to listen to Spaced Out Radio Live? Wherever you are, the car, the office, the shower, or even if you're traveling, we're right here for you. Each Spaced Out Radio show can be found on iTunes, TuneIn, and on our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio Show. It's the perfect way for you to catch up on our shows. For more information, just head over to our website, spacedoutradio.com, and tune in to us today.
Tonight's edition of Spaced Out Weekend is brought to you by spacedoutradio.com, where you can now sign up to become a Space Traveler member. Now, for the final time tonight, here's Spaced Out Weekend's James Tyson.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't hear the music going because Christopher was talking. Christopher, don't make me pull this car over again. We're just listening to the music kind of play off, and then I couldn't hear it because a young fella was telling us stories. But, now you're quiet, Christopher. Way to go. Christopher?
Oh, I'm back.
I bet you are, you chatterbug, you.
I just enjoy talking to Paisley.
Yeah, and now that she actually can talk, that's... Paisley, how long did you go without being able to speak well?
Well, I'm still having a few coughing fits, actually. Like, I've had my microphone muted most of the night. But it's been about 8 weeks.
8 weeks. You should have called in for the healing. Goodness.
I know. Well, I didn't want Elizabeth to start choking because when she was doing one of the other callers, she was choking. I thought, she wouldn't be able to take it if I called in.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's, I feel sorry for you because I know when I used to get a cough when I lived in the prairies in Alberta in the winter, as the snow was melting, I would get a cough. And a lot of people had the same kind of cough about the same time of year, and we used to call it snow mold. It was a reaction to snow mold. Not that I know if snow mold is real at all, but we came up with this cough that really only affected you when you laid down. So literally, you'd have to sit up and sleep. It was debilitating. Debilitating. This cough, horrid. And since I moved back to the coast, it doesn't bother me at all. I've never had it again.
It's interesting that you would even say the word mold because I think there's something toxic in the place where I'm living that's making me sick, and because I've been off work for 8 weeks and stayed home every day all day long.
Wow.
I think that's why I'm not getting well.
Yes.
So I'm looking into that now.
Yes. How long have you lived where you live?
3 years.
Oh, okay. I was a witness to for people who would live in houses that used to have indoor marijuana grow-ops, and where the owner,
Charming.
Yeah, the owners kind of redid the house. They'd shove all the wires up in the ceiling and paint over the mold, and the Stachybotrys mold would still be growing on the drywall. It was a perfect medium for that. And they would get sick, and they'd be at work and they couldn't work. They'd come home, they'd stay home from work trying to get better, and they got sicker and sicker. And one was actually a lawyer who ended up getting laid off because he was spending too much time away from work, and they didn't know what was wrong with him, but he got sicker at home. And then we found out that, your house had a grow-up in it, and that black tar stuff on your windowsill, that's Stachybotrys mold. That is not good. So they actually, about from 4 or 5 inches up from the floor on the drywall was mold underneath the paint, and it was on the other side of that drywall, on the inside of the walls was just black goo. And it'll make a human being sick. It'll kill a small animal, like a small pet, a cat or a small dog. But the only way it really would kill a human being, if you had a transplant, an organ transplant, for some reason that mold affects the healing of a transplant, and it'll cause you to reject the organ. So if you've had a heart transplant, you get that mold in you, and it just keeps rejecting the heart. And that's why a few old hospitals, literally, it's millions of dollars to get that stuff out of there. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, good to have you back. And
thank you. Good to be back.
Maybe Skeeter can look around your house to see if you've got elementals spitting at you at night, or you've got mold issues in the house, or it's that new perfume you have.
It could be. You never know. Could be the new perfume, but maybe we'll have Skeeter do that off air.
Oh, drat. There goes good television right there.
Well, in the meantime, Corey, one of our paranormal investigators in the chat room, provided an address to a haunted location that he's been to for Skeeter if she wants to remote view it. He provided the address to 2 different locations that he's been to personally. I think he might have logged out of the chat room, but...
Okay, so Skeeter then would have to go on Google Earth and...
Yep, check it out.
Hey, hi Skeeter. Welcome to Spaced Out Weekend. How are you? Yeah, I didn't think you were there. So is she off doing her thing, you think, Paisley?
No, I'm here.
Oh, for crying out sakes.
It's just the thingy hasn't been playing nice with me, so sorry.
Oh, the thingy hasn't been playing nice with you?
No.
Is it still under warranty? Because usually...
I hope so.
The ones with the batteries aren't too bad, but the plug-in one... Hold on. What are we talking about? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was Dave's show. That whole thing came up. But Hitachi.
Did we want
televisions too? Where am I here? So you've got Corey's sent you an address or two?
I have to look.
Okay.
I'm not good with the thingies.
Oh, various. Okay, I found one. Coopville Wash. I'm going to look up one on...
Did we want to do that on this show, or
we wanted?
I thought you were.
Yeah, we wanted to do that on another show, but yeah, that was.
Yeah, we could do that on another show, and that way Corey could confirm or deny what the information is that she's getting.
Yeah, Corey,
yeah. So
if you send those addresses to me and anybody else out there who's been to a location doing a paranormal investigation, if it's not a private residence, or if it is a private residence, let us know, because we won't say the address out loud at that point. So just give me a shout at James at spacedoutradio.com. Again, that's James at spacedoutradio.com. And we'll dig through those, and we'll make a bit of a show of it, and it'll be on a Saturday night, kind coming up in the next, probably this month, I think. I think I have a Saturday open this month. We can, I'll drag Skeeter kicking in. Well, hopefully it's not one of those, Skeeter, we got to make it a day that you don't have a psychic fair or a something you're working on all day, because that's not good. You just end up burning out. Yeah, so we'll get something together. We'll make sure you guys are well aware of what we're doing, and we'll go through probably 4 or 5 addresses anyway, because 15 minutes on each one is the 4 or 5 is actually a lot for 2 hours, because Skeeter and I usually do 1 in 2 hours, and that's getting to know every entity in the place. So yeah, we'll do that. So again, just give me a shout, James at spacedoutradio.com. Fire off those 2 addresses there, Corey, and we'll put a show together, and we'll get you on. So the idea, too, is we want to get the person who's actually been in the house on air with us as Skeeter moves through it. And one of the main reasons for that is, just so you guys know, Skeeter, when she does a remote viewing, she's really, really focused on looking and seeing and listening to the spirits. So we're the ones who have to ask the questions on behalf of Skeeter. So in this case, Corey would come on, and Corey would, if he had any questions based on his own experience in the place, he would then ask the questions to Skeeter. And the way it's been working with me, right, Skeeter, when I ask the question, the spirit is actually hearing my question.
Yeah.
Which is...
They actually hear you through me.
Yeah, which is freaky. Or else they're answering the question halfway through me asking it, which is kind of freaky. But,
yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Before we've got Christopher on, and before I get to him, I just have to ask you something a little bit more. And pardon me, Christopher, for jumping in on your time here, but I need to ask Skeeter about my Klingon, my gentleman alleged brought back from the battlefield at Gettysburg. I'm wondering if you could tell me if he's still around.
I'm getting a no. It's like I feel like his energy kind of there.
Like he left his bedroll here and he's out cruising and using this more or less as a place to crash?
Still by James. No. Did you go back to the... Yes. He's gone back to the battlefield.
How does he do that?
He says, I just found myself there.
Oh.
He felt the need to go back, and there he was.
So he doesn't want to cross?
He does, but there's a loyalty to the others.
That's very common in that area. Very, very common. We're still stuck, or I'm still stuck, because I don't have a name.
It's a common name.
Oh, that'll narrow it down.
I'm asking. I got a name, but I had to make sure it wasn't who I thought it was, and it was. He likes to follow me around and sometimes interrupt. I keep hearing something along the lines of Matthew over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with Matthew.
Yep.
And I'm asking for a last name. I'm not getting one. Well, I am, but I can't hear it.
Does he have any family members coming through? Or could he have a family member coming through to talk to him from the other side?
Not at this time. They understand he they understand the complexity of the battlefield.
Okay.
That these men died together, and in death they still seek to be together, to stand by each other.
Could he tell me who his officer was?
Hendrik, something H.
And what was the number? There are units. If he was an artillery battery, what was the number associated to that unit?
I'm seeing a number 1, but I can't tell if it's in the first or second place. Second. He says second place. It's an 8th one. Is it a 1 or a 2 or 3? 1. It's a 2. 2, 1. I can't get it completely. I'm seeing a 2 and a 1, but I can't tell if it's 2, 1 in that order or 1, 2.
Like either the 12th or the 21st?
Yeah.
And can he give you the word that follows that number?
Horses.
Horses? How about horse?
Horse. Cavalry. But he wasn't cavalry.
No?
Oh, I know why he's trying to tell me that.
Okay.
Because in the book, one of the books I'm writing, there's the cavalry who were, your big guns. And then below them you had your swords, but for them the swords would be the guys with the guns and the bayonets.
Yeah, an infantry soldier had a bayonet. Swords were officers.
Yeah. He had a sword, he says.
So he was an officer.
Yes.
Of what rank?
Second, he said, but I can't hear the rest.
Second lieutenant.
He's nodding.
Yeah. And where was his unit? What city was his unit from?
Charleston.
Charleston. So he was... Okay, that was the north?
North. He says I've hinted at being from the north before.
Yeah, he told me he was from New York. Before.
Yeah.
Charleston, North Carolina. Charleston? I thought Charleston was a southern... anyway, I don't know much about the Gettysburg.
I don't know.
And
let's look it up.
Was he Union, or he was a Union soldier?
Were you Union? Confederate. I'm getting Confederate, which is really weird.
Yeah, because last time I got New York, and he was with the New York regiment. Or maybe that's who killed him.
He says, I'm asking for clarity because he stands by New York is where his family. New York is family.
Okay.
But he had different views.
Yeah.
And he was mostly involved because of the political side. He's actually educated.
Okay.
and he was actually involved not so much for the civil rights or necessarily the issue on slavery. And I'm cleaning up the language, so I apologize.
Yep. Okay.
But he was actually involved in the rights for because there was a lot of political going on it, and the slavery was part of it, but there was a lot more going on than just that. There was the right for states to declare themselves sovereign or separate. I guess separate is a better word, from the collective, that they should be allowed to dictate what is best for their constituents, their populace, and to have the government micromanage, as we would say today, the rights and privileges of those according to the Constitution as it stood at that time. He didn't feel was beneficial to the country as a whole.
Would he know somebody named Haskell? Haskell's Rifle Corps?
Haskell. Yes, he's heard of it.
Okay. It wasn't one of his guys then. All right. I'm just going through something that could match what he said right now. There's the 12th Regiment, South Carolina Infantry, Company D.
He says you're close.
Hatches Coast Rangers, 24th. Was he artillery, though? Light artillery?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 1st Regiment, South Carolina Artillery, Company A?
He's saying yes.
Okay. It was also known as Calhoun's Battery. Sumter.
He just laughed and said yes.
Okay. Sumter Light Artillery.
Sumter.
It says Sumter, but Sumter. Preston's
He says
Battery.
you need the accent.
Sumter. It'd be Sumter's Battery. Preston's Light Battery. Blake's Battery, and other variations on this name. Okay, so 1st Regiment, South Carolina Artillery. And watch it, probably never fought in Gettysburg.
No, they did.
Yeah. And what company was he in?
I'm still seeing that too.
Yeah,
so
it's alphabetical.
I can't say anything. I'm just sticking with the 2. I don't know why.
Oh, you don't know why, do you? There you go. Well, that gives me something to work on, Matthew, and we'll dig around and see if we can find something. And he was 17 years old at the time he passed?
Yes.
And does he remember when his birthday was?
Not really.
Oh, come on, what kind of memory do you have? It was only over 150 years ago. Okay.
He says it's not like today where we're so worried about our birthdays.
Yeah, I guess not. The 1st Battalion Artillery was reorganized as the 1st Regiment, South Carolina Artillery on March 1862, so a year before the battle. This unit was...
he also wants to remind you that he lied on his birth certificate. He had a fake birth certificate, so that's why he doesn't want to give you his birthday, because then they'll know he's too young to be there.
Oh, and they're going to ask him to leave? Like, what? They're going to get mad at you now? You gave your life for something you... don't make me...
He says it's one of those... It is a concern of his, even in death.
Okay, I wouldn't worry about it because, maybe your family would like to know.
I don't know. That may be something... We're not there. It may be something that they'd be concerned about.
Okay, fine. So now you've got me looking in the Confederate side as opposed to the Union side, and we know you died on day 3. Now, that was that Pickett's charge? I think. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'll look into it, and feel free. He can come back anytime he wants. If he wants to come visit, I don't mind. We can watch movies and stuff. Go on the motorcycle again, and I'll let him hang out and play with the fridge because he seemed to like that.
It was interesting that you have a freezer box, the cold box.
A cold box, yeah. They are interesting, but it makes the beer cold. Come on, Matthew. Mind you, you're too young to drink in British Columbia. You have to be 19. Well, you're over 150 years old. I'm sure I could share a beer with you. All right. We're going to... Christopher, do you want to talk to Skeeter? I've got somebody else ready to come on in a couple of minutes here, too.
Yeah.
What's up, Christopher? Do you want Paisley or me?
I already talked to Paisley on the break.
Oh, okay.
I was wanting to ask you about my mother guide.
Yes.
She's starting to talk to me in the local language where we're from. And I'm curious, do you know exactly where she lived when she was alive?
That's odd. She answered your question with a question, and it was define alive.
She's alive?
Define alive.
When... Oh.
I think she's being a little cheeky in that what you call a mother spirit is actually a combination of 3 women. 2 of whom walked this earth with you, and one who is a spirit who is permanently on the other plane.
I have to ask for the specific one, the one I was born to.
Okay.
In the past, one named Lulu.
They just went, oh, Lulu! I feel them shuffling right now. I'm asking for where she was born. And her response is, it's not important. I'm trying to let her know that for you it is. Because this is part of how you define yourself, is by finding your roots. She says it's not from where my birth certificate says.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what that means, because I'm like, I don't have your birth certificate, so I don't even...
Oh, that means she must be in my bloodline. I'd be able to find her if I tried.
Yeah. What it is that she was born in a hospital, the only hospital within 100 miles, I don't know if she's exaggerating or not, of their small town.
Okay.
So, and there was, I don't know if there was complications that forced them from a home birth to a hospital birth, or she's not being real clear, but whatever the hospital location that's on the birth certificate is not really where she's from.
Oh, okay. Back then, if you had any slight complication, you're put in the hospital.
Yeah.
But they didn't know anything back in those days.
Well, a good midwife would have gotten her through it, but they didn't even have those at that time where she was. It wasn't... She says it was kind of taboo.
1800s.
Yeah. Well, more so for religious reasons, it was a little bit more taboo.
Yeah, back then it'd be a good Catholic. You didn't do things like that.
I don't know why, but she's shown me a lot of trees, country paths, fields, very rural. I'm asking if it's a state near you where you are now. She's saying yes. I'm asking if it's the same state as you are from. And no. Now I got an odd question, and I don't like fishing, but I need some clarification on my end.
Okay.
Do you live in the same state that you were born in?
No.
Okay. Because I'm like, she's like, no, I'm in the state he's in, and I thought you were born in that state. That's why I asked her, well, why did you say no to... But, okay, it's just me being...
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, so she's from here.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
She's nodding.
Oh, wow. No wonder why I felt such a clear attachment to this place.
Well, that's you, my love. You're always drawn to roots.
Near Allentown, right? Where I'm at now?
No. A bit further away, but the same state. So you should be able to kind of fish through state records.
Wow.
And that's why it's important that you know that her hospital isn't the same as where she's from, because the hospital was on the other side of the state border.
Oh, on the Pittsburgh side.
I don't know. I'm not very good at geography.
Oh,
so if you find her records, they're not in that state, but that's where she was conceived and raised. It's just, the hospital was on the other side.
This is amazing stuff. You're amazing.
Well, I want to find out if you can find her. I'm not going to say anything until I know you. You'll come back and tell me, I found it, or I don't know what you're talking about.
I would love to know her surname, because I'm speaking to her in Neapolitan or Hungarian ancestral language. I would like to know what her last name was so I can find the country where her roots are from.
She says mom and dad didn't talk a whole lot about that. Mother and father didn't talk about that much. This was a period of time where you were American. You weren't whatever you came from.
Oh, 1860s. That's when I got a good idea.
I have reached Mel's Picture Studios. Just leave.
I beg your pardon.
I got a good idea then, because strong Americanism occurred after a war, after a Gettysburg battle.
So they did not talk about where their roots were from. And also, I guess, whatever their roots weren't very popular at that time period.
That gives me more clarity, too.
So, understand that we were raised not to say who we were or what we were. When we were asked, we were of this state, we were Americans, we worked very hard to, she's saying we read the Bible often so that we could practice our English. So she was literate, which is cool.
And I can talk to her in both English and where her family came from both, which is weird.
Not really.
It's like I can even read it online on the University of Genoa's website too, without translation, which is weird because I never even took a class on it.
Well, that's okay. It's I find that if I'm channeling certain things, all of a sudden I can kind of like read. If you ask me to speak the language, once in a blue moon I can actually hit it. I can normally read it, and if someone's speaking to me, I can understand.
Oh, I remember asking you about her a couple of weeks ago, and she tried telling you what the name was, and you couldn't quite speak it.
Yeah.
So it was Etruscan French, which was Ligurian or Sicilian, either one of the two.
It was more Sicilian.
Yeah, and I dreamed of being there this morning in the 1800s at an old wine restaurant.
But it's just a matter of who's channeling at the time and what they want me to be able to do.
This is pretty amazing stuff.
But it's cool that you're picking up more and more on her.
Sorry we missed your call. Please leave a message.
I really appreciate this show. I thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Christopher. You always make it fun. You always make me think.
Well, these 2 weeks is really long. I feel like it takes forever to get through 2 weeks when things happen until the next show.
Well, remember who was saying we can't travel backwards in time, but we can go forward in time?
Mm-hmm.
Just jump ahead. Just get that 2-week jump on everything and we'll be fine.
It's like...
Sorry we missed your call.
Oh, for crying out loud.
It's like coming home.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun to be around friends.
Yeah, you're all great. You're all pretty good folks. Love you all.
Oh, we love you too, Christopher. And, just keep looking at those roots of yours. Keep digging about. You're going to find everything.
I'm getting close as I'm now over there talking to people.
Okay, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, James, you'll learn astral, or do you already know how?
No, I don't. That might be down the road a bit for me.
Why don't you come with me at Cooper's class?
No, I want to stay away from that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I got another fellow that said I would be really good at astral traveling, and he's I think out of Seattle, or he was a Seattle policeman back in the day.
I have reached.
Oh, you know what? He told me to phone him, but no, he doesn't want to answer. What kind of psychic are we? Skeeter, come on. Paisley, is he going to answer the phone or not?
No.
No, he's not going to answer the phone.
No.
I think he nodded off. I feel it.
No, he's working till like 3 a.m. on a documentary that we're filming on Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's distracted right now. It's kind of like he was waiting for you to call, and now he's moved on.
Well, I called him exactly on the minute that I was supposed to. He's a busy guy. He does documentary and indie films, and does all the editing and adds the music and stuff. So he's working pretty hard on putting all this together. And I'm the host of that documentary, and I will be the host of the one on. This is the one on Bigfoot, and with a number of people who have experienced Bigfoot. And if you listen to Dave Scott's show with Thomas Seawood, a First Nations gentleman who is bouncing all over bouncing all over North America, talking to people who've had their own experiences like he has. He was our first guest, and we're having at least three more that have had experiences, and they will be describing what it was they saw and when. And then after that one, we do a documentary on paranormal ghosts, basically, and talk to people who've had chilling experiences with beings walking through walls and standing at the foot of their bed and throwing pillows around. And then after that, we're doing one on alien abductees.
Oh, so cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, our guest on the 16th is actually part of a documentary of what it is to be a medium.
Oh, well,
so
that's cool,
that'll be fun.
That was one of the ones we were actually discussing, Skeeter, about people who do what you do is remote viewing and clearing homes.
Yeah.
So, guess what?
Yes, that is.
So, James, do we have time for a really quick story?
Yes. I'm going to tuck myself
in. We did a paranormal investigation at Melanie's house from the team, from the paranormal investigations team. And I walked through part of her home. Like, I didn't know her house had been renovated, but I got to a certain part of the room where there was a wall. And I just got really stressed out, and I got inundated with like pressure and hard work and like a lot of oppressive feelings, to the point where I had to like get away from that spot, like from that part of the wall. And after I was done investigating the property, she told me that there used to be a doorway there to the office, and it was a small office where they did the books for the business, and the business ended up going under. So it would have been a really stressful room to have walked through the wall at that point where I was standing, to walk through the doorway there, and knowing that, you're going to lose your business. So I just thought that was interesting. It wasn't remote viewing, but when you're talking about like seeing something that's, where you haven't been before, where you didn't know what it was like before, it just made me think of that story. It was so oppressive.
No, that's cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it was really fascinating for me.
And that is a form of viewing. I mean, it may not be remote, but it's a way of seeing what was.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there was a lot of good hits on that property. It was a very active space. Oh, it was an old farmhouse.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I've never been out to that location, but I hear it's quite active.
Oh, yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
I wonder why that location. It's one of the things I'd love to look into is the geology of these places. Why one place in a neighborhood might be a little busier than another, and literally a house on the top of the hill isn't as active as one at the bottom, and it's all the spirits in the neighborhood kind of show up. Yeah, so
right.
I'd like to look into that.
It's a good conversation for another show.
It is.
I guess we'll figure that out.
Do we have more callers?
We do, if you'd answer the friggin' phone. Lovely the way this thing works.
Well, besides Neil, do we have other callers?
Oh, okay. His name's not Neil. Hold on. I don't know. Do we? Well, I haven't been approached by a caller.
Mel's.
No, he needs a good spanking. I'm still interested in understanding your ascension, Skeeter. What the heck happened in the last 3 months? And before we get into this, we have 15 minutes left. So if you do want to call in, the number is 575-694-6634. Again, that's 575-694-6634. Or on Skype, James _Tyson32. Again, that's James _Tyson32. Or again, phone 575-694-6634. Yeah, that whole ascension that you went through, that's really cranked it up to where you're actually getting names now, where before you weren't.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
Yeah. Huh. You're getting me with that American A. You Canadians always say "eh," don't you, huh? Shut up. We don't, huh? Those are Paisley might, because she's from that side of the world. Even Christopher might say "eh." He's from that side of the world, but a little bit south. Yeah, it's weird. Your ascension comes with a knock on the head or a death. Other people's come with through meditation or changing diets. But yours seems to be the big dial, the one in the center of your back. You just have to crank open, and where do you think
it's
you're
a lot
going
of change.
with this? Where do you think you're going, or what are they preparing you to do?
I don't know where they're taking me yet, but I do know that I'm having to change a lot of stuff right now. My whole life is being upheaved and tormented and changed in ways that I didn't think possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting harder. One of I actually want to say it was Elizabeth or another friend who said I'd be having more trouble connecting with humans, and I kind of am. I'm actually a lot happier sitting and talking with spirit right now. I'm getting more and more information from my guides as to who they are, where they are, how everything is playing out with the shift that we talk about. I'm actually seeing more. It's like I walk into a place, or I bump into someone, or we were in an antique shop a week ago, and I had to be extra careful about touching things or being near certain things. I don't know if Paisley, do you have that problem with your gift about not being able to go?
Because I do psychometry, which means that I hold objects that belong to other people, like keys, like a photograph in a sealed envelope, pieces of jewelry, baby shoe, like different objects. Because I'm sensitive to read the energy from objects, I love being around like antique stores and things like where there's old things. It doesn't affect me. But I have friends that are psychic that can't go anywhere near like an antique shop or a museum. Yeah. Like they have to like run outside and take their shoes off and go stand in the grass. Like literally, like so they don't throw up, you know?
No, I totally get that, because there was a baby pram, an old-fashioned pram in there.
Oh, for sure. That would have so much energy.
And I came up on it, and I'm like, and my first human response was, oh, that's ugly. And all of a sudden I'm like bombarded with, oh, well, here's some images, and let me tell you about this, and it's not ugly. This was top of the line, and all of a sudden I'm like, it was just like all of a sudden I was taken literally back to when this pram was in its prime and shown everything and the history and the fact that the child that was originally brought forward was stillborn. The second one had some disabilities, but they did manage to get it past its first few years. So this was a very sad pram. It was passed on in the family because, you know, it was a very nice pram, and prams weren't cheap back then. There was no Babies R Us. And the baby that finally stayed in it, it just didn't end well. It's like the pram itself just wasn't a good pram. There was some energy in it that just, you'd never want to put a child in it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, and this is happening more and more where I'm just kind of stepping into things. And getting this download. And that's a lot of what I'm getting. It's downloads. It's like all of a sudden my friends will be sitting next to me and something will move through, and I have to close my eyes and pull myself in and center in order to be able to follow through and see what's going on, so to speak. It's just really weird. It's like all of a sudden I've always been able to kind of hear and feel things and touch things, but now it's like everything's got a voice. And it's even creepier because I've always been able to kind of see paths of things that are coming, but I'm getting them like really hardcore now. It's like I'll bump into someone, like Charlie earlier tonight. I can see 3 paths for her, and if she doesn't learn to take a breath and learn to harness her energy and start being more at peace within her own skin and not so worried about the outside world, there's a very rough path ahead of her. If she can master tantric abilities, there's a really good path. For you, Paisley, it was a lot of stressing yourself out. I know it's stuff that you love, but your physical body was having a hard time, and there is mold in your place. And you did get a mild infection just from the stress, and then the mold took advantage of that, and it's just escalated. And the sooner you move out, the better. The longer you stay there, the more, the longer it's going to take for your lungs to heal. And
I understand. I'd rather talk about that not on the air.
But I'm just moving on because it's like I could do this for Christopher. I could do this for James. I could do this for whoever's waiting on hold. I mean, it's just coming and coming and coming and coming. And it's really hard because if it's someone that I know doesn't need that information, but it's like Spirit's going, no, share it with them. And it's like, no, I'm not supposed to download everybody with this information. And sometimes it's just, it falls out. So it's like I'm having to learn a whole new level of psychic self-restraint.
Yeah,
so that
boundaries,
I'm not just
right.
walking up to people and going, oh, by the way, if you XYZ, this is going to be your future, and I see you doing that, so stop it. I've got an individual in my life right now where I'm watching them going, oh my God, if you could see what I see, you would so change things, and I really hope you do this, but I can't tell them because I don't want to interfere with what I call free will. I can bump, I can guide, but if I give too much information, I feel like I'm trying to force something on them. And if I touch them, it's like I see, even with good guidance, they're going to be going down this path. On the plus side, those people that I have been taking advantage of this with, and I feel like they could really grow from it, they're growing. So like I said, I've been looking into doing some life coaching from a metaphysical point of view, and just changing and challenging things. It's really funny because if you know me, anyone who knows me and has seen me, I have a pendant around my neck. It's a Celtic symbol for air, but it also represents Mother Goddess, Mother Maiden Crone, and it also represents the Rule of 3. And I've spent my whole life reminding myself about the Rule of 3, that anything I do, there's always a consequence. So I want the consequence to be positive, so that that energy coming around is always positive. So I bite my tongue a lot. And one of the things that I'm being told is that I need to stop biting my tongue. In fact, the pendant, the leather strap that it's on broke. And thankfully I didn't lose it. But once it was off, it was like, nope, I'm not coming back on. Our story's done. You've learned this lesson. It's now time for you to learn a new lesson. And at this last event I was at, there was a numerologist there. And And he was really sweet, kept wanting to call me Amy. But for some odd reason, it felt okay coming from him. Very few people are actually allowed to call me Amy because it's tied to someone that I really love who has passed on. And it was really weird because he was reading me backwards. He would say something about one thing, but it was, if I took it backwards, it made perfect sense. And one of the things that he was saying was pointing out lone wolf, learning how to be on my own, learning how to stand on my own 2 feet, learning how to be what I'm supposed to be. And not hiding anymore, worrying about karma or what's right and what's wrong, but actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And ironically, my new pendant is a wolf. And I had a friend tie it on me, and she did some henna work for me, and she's like, yeah, this is where you're supposed to be. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm downloading, learning, and all that fun stuff.
Lovely.
Does that make sense?
It does. Oh my Lord. If you want to know more about Paisley Town, go check her out, paisleytown.com. And bluemoonweaver.com for Skeeter. And next week, we're going to have a lot of network replays because Dave is without a little log cabin due to a large, large fire. So our thoughts with he and all his city folk that have been evacuated. Until then, please keep an open mind.
Let's roll. And hey! Let's be careful out there.
Far over the snow, what are those voices? They sing as they go. What are those voices? Look up for the mountains. Because somebody hide, somebody better hide on through the hail, like a pack of angry wolves on the trail. We are after you, dead or alive. We are out to get you, dead or alive. And forget your soul. If you're the one, better run away. Son, you are done. Throw your gun away. Here come the Mounties to get the man that after now.
People. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Dave's not here!
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.